back to Promise Monkey Presents Cypher Solo Fantasy. This is a continuation of our session 0 for my solo game, and I'll be illustrating how to build a hunter-style rogue using the Cypher playtest rules. So, if you haven't seen it already, I've done a previous video on creating a fighter, a defensive fighter in particular. But now we're going to move to a rogue character, or I'm sorry, a hunter character. So let me flip through to find the starting place. Remember that you start with a core character. And so that means you start with 8s in every pool. Oh, not tier 8, sorry. 8 in might, speed, and intellect. Okay, everything's showing up okay. And then we add 6 points wherever we want. I like to do 4 and 2 as a default. So I'm going to add 4 to my speed and 2 to my intellect. I'm sorry, adding 2, so 10 total to the intellect. Then we will have the capacity for 3 minor, 3 moderate, 3 major wounds, and that is already set up on this sheet. By the way, I am using this sheet that was created by Red River on the Cypher Unlimited Discord. So he's still working on iterating some of these sheets, but I thought this was really nice. So I thought I wanted to feature his work and tell him, good job. This is a nice way to get started with these Cypher character creations. We start with an effort of 1 for our core character. Cypher limit of 2. I'll put down here 2. And with these character creation exercises, I don't usually go through a lot of equipment or randomize ciphers just yet. I'll do that when I start actually playing the game. But it's useful to indicate what where that information will be. We can freely use light weapons. Cannot freely use any armor, so I'm going to leave that off. Then we have 2 genre skills. Looking at the list for the fantasy genre, I'm choosing outdoor survival and navigation. Let's see, we could add an additional skill if we took an inability, but I'm going to avoid that complication just yet as I'm getting used to the new Cypher character creation. I don't want to complicate it further. We'd said that we wanted this to be a clever rogue. Clever. This should be ranger, by the way. I think. Let me double check that I had him as a ranger. I might just have him as a rangery rogue. Let's see. So the rogue is going to give you things like detect traps, expert sneak, and sneak attack. And let's see. Ranger will give me find the way and quarry. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with ranger rather than rogue. But before that, we're going to go to clever. Clever provides... Where's my spelling? There we go. It adds 2 to the intellect pool. And trained in deception, hacking, persuasion, or recognize motive. I like recognize motive. I don't have much of a backstory for this character yet. I imagine when I sort of randomly determined one to see if it would inspire something, it had something about being a family that would been run off by a thieves guild. So I like to think maybe they were a member of a family that was part of a thief network, but something happened to be revealed later at a convenient moment, and they were sort of excommunicated from that guild. And now Harley is off in the far wilderness doing exploration and things like that, trying to put his history and his family's history with the Thieves Guild behind him. I'm also currently getting attacked by my cat. That's just part of the value of watching this exercise. Okay, so we've got clever. Most of the descriptors now give you 2 points in a pool and a skill, and so that was the case with clever. Now with ranger, we're going to add. It'll take 3 more minor wounds. Not sure how to indicate that on the sheet. I wonder if I can write. Nope, that is okay. So we're going to have to. For now, I'll put this under abilities. +3 moderate wounds and +1. I'm sorry, those are minor. +3 minor wounds. +1 moderate. Maybe make that 2. Yeah, that looks better. Put a comma there. Help me know how I separate. Okay, we add 1 to might, 2 to speed, and 1 to intellect. Hey now. Come on, cat. If you want to be on camera, feel free, but please don't attack me like that. We're going to put our 1 point of edge. We're going to put that in speed. Now I can freely use light or medium weapons. And let's see, light and medium armor. Again, 1 weapon of my choice. I like the idea of like a giant crossbow. Maybe even a heavy crossbow. Like a sniper might have. Okay, then our abilities, let's see, will include, I'll put them over here, Expert Tracker. That's just being trained in tracking, so I could also just put it over here. Find the way. When you're tracking a creature, have gotten lost, or don't know the first step to take to begin a journey, you ask the GM 1 question about the task and get a very short, helpful answer. Once you've used the ability, you cannot use it until your next recovery. But that's kind of fun. And Quarry. This costs 2 int. This allows you to designate a creature in your sight, and you get an asset on all tasks involving following, understanding, interacting with, attacking, or defending against your query. Your attacks against the query deal +1 damage. The benefit encompasses hunting-related tasks, if appropriate, such as skinning and dressing, the best way to prepare and preserve the result of game meat, and so on. But you can only have 1 query at a time. So this goes back to 1st edition Rangers from Dungeons & Dragons, Advanced Dungeons & Dragons, where they would have a favorite enemy. This is a different spin on that because you don't have to declare like a race enemy, which is the case in AD&D. You instead just say, in a particular fight, you're my Huckleberry. And that way you're going to have advantages against that specific target because you are hunting it down and using your hunter knowledge. So we have a clever ranger, and the focus then is steps through shadows. I apologize for some of the delays. I'm having to go through the printouts I made because this is all playtest documentation. So please bear with me. For some reason, my spelling brain isn't working. Solves Mysteries. Should be after Solves Mysteries. the format makes it a little hard to scan sometimes. Here we go. Sneaks. That's my problem. It sneaks through shadows. So I had a failure on multiple points. At tier 1, I have a choice of 3 abilities. Always speedy. Every time you use a recovery, you gain a speed pool point if your pool isn't already full. That's kind of fun to accelerate the filling of your speed pool. Eyes adjusted, you can see in very dim light. And natural sneak. When you roll on lockpicking, perception, pickpocketing, or stealth, your roll is less than a 6. Treat it as a 6. I'm going to go with, I don't want to bother too much with having different types of vision across my different characters. So for that completely boring reason, oh, now my cat is eating the folder with the printouts, but oh, it'll be okay though. So that's always speedy. And natural sneak. Beyond this, all we would do is go through and copy out what equipment we have. I have this heavy crossbow, which actually I may call it a medium crossbow in Cypher terms. It is not a heavy weapon, and I'm not trained in heavy weapons. But a medium crossbow will do 4 damage. Of course, if I make it if I'm targeting my quarry, it would be 5. But instead of going through copying all the equipment from the lists, I just wanted to kind of leave this here to show you. If you start with your character sentence and you shop through the descriptors, the types, and the foci, then making a character becomes really, really easy. You could do this sort of one step at a time and say, well, first I'm going to choose make my core character, and then I'm going to choose a descriptor, and then I'm going to choose. But it's better to have all the whole package together if you can. And just go with a sentence that sounds good to you. So I wanted a ranger who had some stealthy kind of roguey components. So I combined a ranger character type with a roguey focus to get a ranger with a strong kind of hunting component, and one who will complement the rest of the characters in the party. I think Harley's Shadow Twist will do just that. So you've seen this is a second example of character creation in Cypher. I'm going to come back in a few days with the third and last of these character creation videos that will illustrate how to make a mage character, and I'm also going to be a little more daring, less of just choosing off a list, and do some mix and matching across types to show how robust the system is and how you can kind of make your own characters and make your own material for the game, and not worry too much about whether it's going to break the game or anything like that. Well, thank you again for Promise Monkey Presents. Don't forget, Thursday nights at 10:30 Central Time, we will be back with our whole panel. And the next presentation is also on character creation. We're going to do that as a session 0 with the whole panel. Maybe each of the 3 of us making a character. So check back in. We'd love to see you then. Until then, have a good time and happy gaming.